That shiesty on don't make you gangster. These boys that come and take your whole life. Alright, your dreams fuck around, turn into a nightmare. And you know how it's gonna turn out, we don't fight fair.
It's the evil spirit in people, man. To be that thirsty. They don't even look like they had anything. They don't look like the type to be trying to home invade like they really had. I need to know the backstory to this, really.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into a case from 2024 that is, well, it's really something else. The Coon Rapids triple homicide. And what makes this so important for us to unpack isn't just the tragedy, but the terrifying way it was carried out. This was organized crime using something we all depend on, social trust, to execute a hit.
That's exactly it. Our mission here is to really analyze the anatomy of this incursion, as the sources call it. We have to look at the narcotics angle, the why behind it, and this chilling precedent it sets for what's called tactical impersonation.
Yeah, the sources are crystal clear. This was not a random act. It was a calculated breach of security that lasted, what, 7 minutes?
So 7 minutes, start to finish.
And in that tiny window, 3 people were killed. Shannon Youngworth, Mario Trejo Estrada, and Jorge Reyes Youngworth. So let's talk about the breach itself.
Well, the deception was shockingly simple.
Yeah.
The main perpetrator, Alonzo Pierre Mingo, he was a former seasonal UPS employee.
Or former employee.
Exactly. So he had the tools.
Yeah.
He used a uniform that was, basically indistinguishable from the real thing, and a prop, a simple cardboard box.
And at 12:21 p.m., he just walks up to the door like any other delivery. And that's the thing, isn't it? For you listening, think about it. We are all conditioned to open the door for that person.
We are. That trust became a fatal liability.
A weapon.
It really did. And the timeline, it just shows this cold, brutal efficiency. He gets in, and by 12:26 p.m., that's 5 minutes later, the victims had been shot.
And he was gone by 12:28.
Gone by 12:28. What's really chilling is that a 911 open line call came in at 12:24 while the attack was still happening. They finished the job and were gone before police could even figure out what was going on.
That kind of efficiency screams professional motive. This was not a robbery gone wrong, so that brings us to the why. What was the narcotics connection here?
The main target was Mario Trejo Estrada. The sources confirm he was deeply involved in trafficking. Large amounts of cocaine, fentanyl, and meth.
So this wasn't just about a small score.
Not at all. It's about the cash flow. The investigation found that Estrada and Youngworth had wired over $500,000.
$500,000.
Over that, yeah. To people in Mexico in just 18 months. That is a classic, a textbook hallmark of an international supply chain paying its suppliers.
So the house wasn't just a home. It was basically a bank.
A warehouse. It was perceived as a stash house, full of high-value narcotics and, more importantly, untraceable cash. That's the asset they were trying to seize.
But even with all that planning, they made mistakes. What was the forensic breakthrough?
It came down to 2 very small but critical errors. First, Mingo left his fingerprints all over the cardboard box.
The prop.
The very instrument of the lie.
Okay.
And second, a broken firearm magazine was left at the scene, and it had the DNA of his accomplice, Omari Shumpert, right on it.
So that placed them both squarely at the scene.
It did. And then you have the single most tragic aggravating factor.
The children.
The murders were committed right in front of 2 little kids, ages 2 and 4. And that detail, that cruelty, it weighed heavily. Mingo got life without parole.
So let's talk about the Mingo precedent. What does this mean for you, for any of us? Because it feels like it exposed a massive systemic flaw.
It did. Logistics companies not getting uniforms back from seasonal workers. That's basically handing criminals a wolf in sheep's clothing kit.
It's no longer enough to just see a uniform and trust it. That visual cue is broken.
Completely broken. And this is the truly profound lesson here. We're seeing impersonation scams evolve. They're moving from phone calls and emails to lethal physical confrontations at your front door. Politeness has become a tactical vulnerability.
So if our traditional security, our locks, our cameras, if that's not enough to stop someone masquerading as a trusted service provider, it leaves us with a really tough question. What's next? What new integration between, say, logistics data and our home security systems is needed to get automated authentication before we even think about turning that doorknob? Something for you to think about the next time a package is on its way.
So that basically was a deep research of the whole incident and why it happened. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. This was an update video. And I'm out. Peace.
My office hours are from...
How the f*** am I funny? What the f*** is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
Hello, nigga, you ready to die?
I ain't trying to go back to jail. I'm on the straight and narrow road to success.